Okay, this should be fun. So we got Shannon Sharpe and Monique. Monique joined Shannon Sharpe on his Club Shay Shay show. The Katt Williams thing really left such a lasting impression for me that now I feel like everybody who subsequently comes on this is trying to do their best Katt Williams.
That's what it's
You
looking
gonna
like.
have Yeah, you're gonna have everybody who comes onto this show who wants to be fiery and hot takey and expose stuff and expose people and talk about people. And it's like, listen, just do you. Stop trying to be Cat. You ain't finna get them 50 million views. You're not gonna be able to recreate that lightning in the bottle. But Monique was recently on Club Shay Shay and they talked about a variety of topics. And the thing that caught my interest was Monique telling Shannon Sharpe that he needs to stop trying to date younger women. He needs to get him an older woman and stop chasing around these young women. So we'll go ahead and play this clip here of Monique scolding Shannon Sharpe on why he needs to stop messing around with these younger women, and then we will give our 2 cents on this afterwards.
This dating thing, because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say? Mo?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs. Okay? Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. Dang. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, I need more money to go to Starbucks because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared. Yes, I'm talking. And I know an old gal, she'll be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when you know somebody named Elladora, she's old school. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Elladora told me to tell you. She said, I think he like red velvet.
Oh, I do.
I say, Miss Elladora, if he do like it, she said, you let him know I got something for him.
Yeah, I like
and she don't have no teeth. Come on, pick your glass up and clack. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, I guess I got to come on home.
Come on.
Hey. All right.
Yo, Shannon's ad libs are hilarious.
They are.
I don't know if anyone ever pays attention to interview ad libs, but he is hilarious with his voice and the way he ad libs when people answer his questions. But yeah, so Monique, man, she's a comedian, so she was doing it in a joking tone, but I think that there was some seriousness to her advice, if that's what she wants to call it, to Shay Shay there. What did you make of what Monique had to advise Shannon on there? That he stay away from these young women, man. Get you an old Elladora. What you think about that?
Man, I don't know. I was agreeing with all of that. It was there was a truth to that was just getting laid into him because, I mean, she hit all the points, man. To be honest, I think the stuff that he wants the firm, the tight, you know what I'm saying? Like he want that the ones that want to be put on game, the ones that want to learn, that want to go somewhere never been. Like he on that. That's what he into. That's why when she was saying all that stuff, he do not want no Eleanor. He don't want no Eleanor. He don't want no Bethel or anything else. Anne Marie's. He don't want that. So he's in the game now. If anybody watches Nightcap around here, I catch segments. So him and Ocho, they be talking about dating and stuff, and Ocho a wild boy. That boy on another level. He'll say the most outrageous things, but then Shannon be right there with the kind of stuff that he's talking about. It's young people problems, and he talking about just like how he proposed the question. Like the market's wild. It is a wild market, Shannon. But the thing is, her point is, how do you know? How do you know it's a wild market? And by now, you should be out of the market. So, because right now the market is just on another level. I mean, it is evolving. I can't even put into words how disgusting it is. It's filthy. So I wouldn't eat off the surface of that. So nah, man. So it's a wild game right now. I agree with Shannon, but I also agree with Monique in the aspect of just in the sense of get out the game. Now, at what age or whatever, who knows? But at some point, if you're really serious about the search, he's in a position financially everywhere for him to just rope that off and then, whatever, if he was actually serious about a real serious situation. But if he's just doing the generic dating, inboxes and DMs, whoop-de-whoop, living like a football player still, then nah, bro, you're going to have the same type of stories. And I heard some of Shannon's stories, some of his early stories and some of his later ones. They messy, they messy. Yeah. So I don't know what kind of style he into, but when you on that yak, like how he like to sip, you always make drunk decisions. Last thing I'll say, I had gotten really sober probably about 4 years ago. Now I would like after work, I'll sip, I'll whatever. I'll go out on weekends, go hard, but throughout the week I'll sip. And what I mean by sip is literally like one drink, and it's not even like hard. It's just a drink for a buzz after work. And but then like 4 years ago, bro, I just stopped drinking. And then probably, some months down the line, I was like, I was making a lot of drunk decisions. I was making a lot of drunk decisions for a lot of years. So I bring that point up to say this is that Unc and Shay Shay, whatever you want to call him, he lives a fast life. He is on the go. And he be sipping. I know he be sipping. I know he used to be sipping before all of his shows. He was already turned up on that Henny. So so he just comes off as a person that just lives fast and never stopped. So I agree with the advice. I think he needs to slow down. The age thing, that's a to each their own. Honestly, me personally, I can't deal with people that don't know the same movies as me, music.
Yeah.
Like I cannot deal with that. Like it'd be sometimes I'm having a conversation, bro, and then it'd be like, oh, you know who Escape is, right? No, I don't know who Escape. How do you not know who Escape is? Totally.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so all of that. And so, man, that's 95, 96. So, and if you don't have that reference, you don't have a reference of anything. So for me personally, I like to reference things. I like people who've been around, seen these things too, a cassette player. And but yeah, so for Shannon to be out here dibbling and dabbling, boy, I don't know. I feel like he's already out the loop when it comes to actually like being in the game. But what are your thoughts on Monique grilling Shay Shay here, saying that you need to get a girl more your age and stop dealing with these young women?
So Shannon Sharpe is 55 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And based upon the limited research that I did, I could not find whether he I don't think he's ever been married, right? Because that would be public knowledge. So I don't think he's ever been. I don't think he's ever been married. And he does have kids, but he's never been. Let me see. Yeah, Shannon is never wed. He was engaged to fitness trainer Katie Kellner in 2016, but that broke off, and she married Luis Castillo. But he has three He has 2 daughters and 1 son. So he has kids, but he has never been married. He's 55. Um, Monique was going at Shannon from the standpoint of age.
Right, right.
You're 55 and you're still doing this stuff.
Right.
So, as in if he was our age, maybe she wouldn't be as critical. But you're 55 and you're still out in the streets, despite the fact that you pay lip service to the idea of no longer being in the streets. Okay, here's the reason why you're still in the streets, despite the fact that you claim to not want to be in the streets anymore at your advanced age. Stop getting with these young girls. You need to find you an older woman. 55 is quite the advanced age. I will say this, though, and this is where I'm going to come. It's not really to Shannon Sharpe's defense. It's more of, I think I get it. I think I understand. And I'm going to personalize it. I'm going to personalize it because it's the only way that I can think about something like this, right?
All right.
So, our friend group, right, has told me on multiple occasions throughout the decades of our friendship that my physical standards are a bit lofty.
Yeah.
I have heard that several times. My standards are a bit too high when it comes to the physical stuff. And so there were times when I kind of introspectively sat down and I thought about this. Like, is that true? And if so, why? Why do I look at stuff this way and everyone else seems to be looking at it a different way? Like, what's the deal?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of sat down and I thought about it, and I realized, like, I think I impressed this upon myself. So if you look at Shannon Sharpe, right? Shannon Sharpe is a gym rat.
Mm-hmm.
The guy keeps himself, he's 55, but his body's probably like 35, at least outwardly. The guy keeps himself in shape. I don't know if he does protein. I don't know what he intakes, but I do know he gets the results because the dude is jacked. He spends an ample amount of time in the gym. He takes care of himself. He works out. He adheres to fitness. It's a huge part of his identity. It's a huge part of his life. I would say his gym regimen is probably second, and it's a very close second to his media career. Like, all you got, just Google Shannon Sharpe workout, clothes, shirt off. Like, the dude is just jacked up. He's just jacked. Okay. The reason why I bring that up is because and the reason why I'm personalizing it, I don't look nearly like Shannon Sharpe. I don't. But I pride myself on keeping myself in shape. And the only way that you can keep yourself in shape like that is by being in that atmosphere, being in the gym, doing this workout stuff on a regular basis, often. The thing that molded my mind to my physical preferences, I believe, and I think it's the same thing that's molding Shannon's mind to his physical preferences. When you spend so much time around in shape, hard body women who these Shannon Sharpe is constantly around in the gym context, as I am, and I don't even I don't have access to the same gym equipment, resources. The type of gym that he probably goes to is probably one where you got to spend $1,000 a month on membership fees. I'm just guessing. Right? So I'm extrapolating my experiences juxtaposed to his.
Mm-hmm.
Me spending so many years in this environment has sort of informed me on my physical preferences. What happened to me, I think, is I spent so many years in the gym around women who are always in shape, who have the perfect hips to ass ratio, who have the perfect like waist to hip ratio, who diet and exercise and work out all the time, and they have the ass sitting on them that's real, that's not a BBL. when you spend so much time around this and you're looking at that constantly, it's going to impose this idea upon you that that's what you want because you're in that environment so much. So me personally, I believe that the reason why Shannon Sharpe is 55 and he's still out in the streets doing this stuff is because he spent so much time as a guy glued to the bench press that he can't seem to figure out a way to separate his physical preferences from what is probably most, I would say, constructive in terms of being able to get out the game. And, I'm not trying to cast aspersions on people who work out or who don't, but older people in general work out less than younger people. Shannon Sharpe's into women. He's into working out. It's a big part of his identity. So younger women are in the gym more than older women. Younger women are staying in shape more frequently than older women. You do have older women that like to be in the gym and stay in shape, but by and large, the vast majority of women who work out are younger. Shannon Sharpe probably likes women who work out. And he probably sees that most of the women who work out aren't 55. They're not even 45. They're 25 and 35. So I really do believe it's simple as that. I think that if you remove the gym from Shannon Sharpe's identity, this is less of an issue. I think that this is a part of his, it's probably a compounded combination between his background being a pro athlete and currently what his career is. So he does live a bit of a fast lifestyle. I would agree with that. But I don't live a fast lifestyle. I live quite the opposite of a fast lifestyle. My lifestyle is probably somewhere between, if we're going to equate it to the speed limit, and the speed limit is 70 miles an hour, my lifestyle currently is probably like 70 miles an hour. Shannon is probably at 95, 100 miles an hour. But even with me being at 70 miles an hour, a good chunk of those 70 miles an hour is the mileage that I am accumulating driving to and from my gym. And that has my mind thinking of all different types of physical preferences that I'm into. And those physical preferences that I have are most tethered to younger women than older women. And so I'm personalizing this because there's a future possibility in which I see myself being 40 plus, still holding on to this thing that I have conjured for myself as a direct result of the fact that I spend probably too much time in those environments and not in the real world where body types and physical standards run a gamut. It's not just in the gym. It's what I'm saying. In the gym, you can go to the gym on any given day and there's nothing in the gym in terms of women, but 8s are better. Now that's not the real world. In the real world, you got 5s, you got 6s, you got 7s. But in the pocket universe of the gym, you can go on any given day, depending on the time, and there's nothing in the gym but 8s are better. Obviously, that's not a realistic interpretation of the way that the world actually operates. So I think that there's a good and bad that comes along with this strict adherence to exercise and fitness. The good is health, wellness. Obviously, you're keeping yourself in shape. You can mold and sculpt your body the way that you want it to look. The downside potentially is you can create an unrealistic view of physical preferences and standards based upon whatever your orientations are. So I know that was a bit of a long-winded explanation in terms of how I see it, but I think that really is what's going on here. I think part of why Shannon is dealing with this stuff, and he talks about this a lot, whether it's Nightcap or whether his own show, he brings up dating often. And I think the reason why he brings this stuff up is because he's searching for answers. I don't think in his heart of heart he would ideally want to be 55 still in the streets. I don't think, because otherwise why talk about it as much? Like if you're happy being 55 and you still in the streets, why would you feel the need to bring it up on your shows? Just keep it to yourself. I think people are being honest even when they are not telling you they're being honest. And I think for him bringing it up as often as he brings it up is strictly due to the fact that I think deep down he would like to try and solve that Rubik's Cube for himself so that he can not be 55 still dealing with this.
Good luck.
But I feel like he has developed a complex about physical preferences as a result of his many years being in the gym all day every day. That's really what I think. I think it's a complex. And the reason why I think that is because to a certain extent, I've developed that own complex. I've developed that complex myself to a certain extent. So I get it. I genuinely do think that that's where he's coming from. I hope he figures it out. I really do, because, at least he's gotten his kids out of the way. He ain't like me. I don't have no kids, and I'm still trying to make sure that I'm fertile and viral as I continue as I continue to advance in age. At least he's 55 and he has his 3 kids, so he doesn't have to deal with that part. But if he really wants to get out of the streets, he's going to have to figure out how to get over that complex. And I really do think that it's a complex, because put it this way: if it was normal to see tight-bodied, in shape, good-looking, physically fit women over the age of 45 and 50 in the gym on a regular basis, with the pretty face and all of that to match, I don't think Shannon Sharpe would be experiencing this much difficulty. That's my personal opinion. But that is not as prevalent, because I think the majority of the women who fit that description lean younger. Are there exceptions? Sure. But the general rule is women who fit that description do lean younger. And I think he's dealing with that complex. He doesn't know how to fix it. And so as a result, he's 55 and he's still in the streets. And he's got Monique trying to coach him out of it.
Well, my thing is I hear that. And by the way, I never thought of that angle. And just a FYI, everybody, confirmed. Now this is our friend group. We were saying this in our friend group, but then there was a third party friend group that I met, and then I was like, oh, so y'all see this too? We thought it was just us. Like, nah, bro, standards out of there. So me personally, I'll take a little sag. I ain't opposed to that, bro. I'll take a little. I ain't mad at it, man. My thing is, I love the body of a woman. So I see the beauty in a lot of things. So even if it's not like, what I'm saying, pristine. Now I get what you're saying, because you see it every day. Now when you see it every day and it's like, hey man, I can get something like that.
That's what I think it is. I think it's the frequency, because I go 5 days a week, and it's I think that personally, I think that it has corrupted me to a certain extent. I think it corrupts all guys who do this. I really do. I do. And good luck. I think that's where Shannon's coming from. I think it's corrupted him, and that's the only way to explain this thing. 55. I just think that he's been corrupted by it.
So I'll add that in the pot. So I'm kind of already, because I didn't see that angle, but we can say that that's in there, in the DNA of what this is. I'm sure that plays a role in it. But the thing is, what Shannon is, man, he is 55, bro. And even with me slipping and falling and bumping my head, with this dating thing and being out here or whatever, he still got me by almost 20 something years. So how are you not learning? And the way he talks about it on these platforms, like I said, it'd be messy. And he be telling these stories where it sound like he be dealing with DM sliding girls.
Yeah.
He's sliding in DM. He a DM slider. It's Shay Shay. Pop that ass. And then they come through and they put a bill on the table, and he's surprised and shocked. What part of the game is this? It's like, nah, bro. This is the who we had covered before.
Irv Gotti. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like he brought in that I'm an athlete. I'm out here. I've always been this dude. I've always been that dude when it came to these ladies, at least from his stories from him telling high school and college, and he was just, that dude. So he never grew out. Some people you go, hey man, there's like me, us. I mean, I'll speak for myself. Being a big time club goer, just could not. I wanted to stop, couldn't see myself doing it anytime soon. And I was just hoping and praying one day, golly, I don't want to do this no more. I hated it, but I felt compelled. So I will go. But I couldn't figure out. So later on, fast forward, there's a natural disdain for going to, I do not want to go. Because when I'm there, I'm seeing everything. I can drink. I can still see it all. I'm seeing too much in here. I don't want to be in here with these people. So at some point, there was a drive and a passion to quit and stop. I know there's other people that had that drive and that passion to quit and stop, whatever it is that they're doing, that it's like, hey, you know, my guilty pleasure, whatever. Some people grow out of it and some people don't. And that was the wild thing that I had to come to grips with when I started getting up in my 30s. I'm starting to realize that I was like, hey, man, you still have to make the choice to be different and change. It don't just come with your age. So unfortunately, Shannon has not evolved to the point of wanting to really adult. And he comes off as the same fun-loving, charismatic, goofy guy in the locker room. As soon as he leaves, he's turn up, man. He's never not been that. And honestly, that's why his subscribers counts are up. That's why he's so good at what he does, is because he is the life of the party. This guy will never slow down or stop. He doesn't know how. So even if he has to pop a pill, I'm pretty sure, I hope he doesn't have to because he's in the gym enough. But if he got to pop a pill to get it going or whatever, he'll still be in the game 60, running it deep. He don't care. So my thing is some people never change. Shannon's just one of those people that won't. He is the old dude in the club that is sipping on the drink. And it's like, hey, man, I tried to stop. I wanted to stop, but I just realized this is my life. And so Shay Shay, man, he is a interesting character of a human. He is very interesting. And that's what gets him paid. And it's the fact that he's single, Shay Shay, is what makes him so appealing. So will he stop being that? I don't see that. So hey, man, best of luck to him. But it's not for him. It's not a fit for him. And I don't want to force nothing on this dude. He just needs to just enjoy the game, as ratchet as it is.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that he's been corrupted by environment. His environment just so happened to be,
it don't help.
First, he's a pro athlete, and then next he's this huge gym, enthusiast. And it's tough, man. Like, it's probably a combination of multiple things. I just chose to focus on the gym part because I identified directly with that. Like, I really did one day sit down and I said to myself, oh, like, it's a unique thing. Everybody I know has a range, a spectrum in terms of some of the stuff that they think looks good. And I always found myself looking at some of that stuff and saying, you think that looks good? I'm straight. And it was always like, well, why do I feel this way? Where did this come from? And, other than me being on the court or in the weight room all the time, I couldn't really, sort of isolate a variable that could explain that other than that stuff. So I think that has played a role in it for sure with him. I just think that he's been corrupted by environment, no different than, if you're a person, let's say you're a man and you've been a club promoter or you've been a nightclub owner for 30 years, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say you created a business when you were in your early 30s and it blossomed into this franchise of nightclubs that you own, and you find yourself dating club women. I kind of get it. Like, how do you separate the two? This is a part of this person's identity, so much so that it is inextricably bound to his preferences, and he might not be able to figure out a way out of that. For me, I feel like, because I 100% see myself coming into money within the next 5 years. And there's a big part of me that really is thankful that I'm going to come into money in all likelihood in my 40s, because it means that there are certain aspects of my character and personality that were cemented before the advent of money could come in and cause some of those other aspects of me to be exacerbated.
Correct.
You know, so now that I'm grounded and I know where I stand principally, coming into money isn't going to, throw me off my square. Now I still got my things to overcome, but I really do feel like the money is only going to enable me to secure what I'm looking for faster, because I genuinely do want to get out of here. But I think that there's a part of Shannon Sharpe that actually doesn't. And we've met people like this before, people who romanticize over the notion of their life being a certain kind of way, but they don't actually really want it to be that way.
Right.
I think for Shannon Sharpe, it's cathartic to talk to people about how he wants to be able to successfully date. But I believe that in his heart of hearts, he doesn't really want to. He doesn't really want to. It's why he's 55 and he's still doing this. Because for that matter, Shannon Sharpe as a 55-year-old, you can find a young, even if you fancy younger women. I personally think Shannon Sharpe likes a particular kind of body type. And I think it just so happens that that body type you most likely find in women who are younger. That's why I think that Shannon Sharpe is with younger women or associated with younger women all the time, personally. But you be that as it may, you can approximate that kind of body type with younger women and get out the game. And yet he's still doing this.
That's what I'm saying.
Which tells me he just doesn't want to stop.
Right.
So I feel his pain because I personalize it in terms of my experiences being somebody who's always in the gym. So from that standpoint, I hear where he's coming from, because a lot of my identity based upon the way that I look at preferences and women and all of this kind of stuff and dating, I form based upon all the time that I spend in there. So certain ways that I look at things and how I view in shape versus not in shape and how that's such a thing for me, right? It came from all of the hours and days that I spend in that place. It didn't come from, I didn't naturally develop that. That's where it came from, me being in those places all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it kind of correlates to why Shannon Sharpe is dealing with this. But I, like you, tend to believe he doesn't actually want to stop. He just wants to pay lip service to the idea of stopping, because if he really wanted to stop, he could. He can get him a 30, 32-year-old
resources.
He could, yeah. He has the profile. He has the resources. If he's into younger women, you don't got to listen to Monique. You can get a 32-year-old who looks good like that and go ahead and bow out. He ain't even done that. So the fact that he hasn't done it tells me he doesn't really want to. I just think that he finds it interesting to talk about it.
Yeah, it's I ain't see the movie, but what that man said, was it Mitch, when he was like, I just love the game. I just love the hustle. And one thing about Shannon, bro, he just love the game. He'll send a DM, mass, five of these insta thoughts. And then he'll just turn and look at the camera and just, I love the game. I just love it. Yeah, just the possibility of fluing her in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's all on that. That's his game. He's loving that. He just wished that they were better participant and not so transactional. Give me something. But it's like, hey, bro, the game has changed, bro. At least you know what I'm saying, the sugar daddies back in the day, I'm pretty sure they got a lot more love than the sugar daddies now, because now the game has become completely transactional. Hey, it's transactional in regular everyday relationships. Don't even get me started on the ones where people flying people in. So they don't have to give him any loyalty, any respect. And that's probably why he's just like, damn, I'm loving the game. I'm loving the old, but I don't like how they treat me. And I don't like how they lie and manipulate. Like, what's that about? Sorry, Shannon. This is what happens when you love the game. And so you gotta take what come with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, man, you ain't getting the superstar calls. The other guy is. Hey, you in the game, right? You love it, right? We'll make it happen without it. You know?
Man.
So, hey, good luck, Mr. Shay Shay. Get out the game, bro. You got the resources. You got everything at your disposal, bro. Get out the game.
Yeah, these guys just can't help themselves. It couldn't be me, man. Because if it was me, now granted, I'm a firm believer in not shitting where you eat. So maybe I'm not going to be trying to get off where I work. But if it were me and I'm at ESPN, I'm hollering at Charlie Arnold. I'm hollering at Molly. I'm hollering at Molly. I'm hollering at it's a fertile ground, and them women work out too. You know, I'm just not gonna go that transactional route like he appears to be, or like Irv Gotti. So I don't know. It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me, man.
Who that person you said before, Molly?
Charlie Arnold. Charlie Arnold. CH ARLINOLT. Oh, no, not LI. CHARLY.
Yeah, I ain't know her name.
Yeah, she isn't on ESPN anymore. She left, but she is so bad. And it couldn't have been me, man, because that's where I'm fishing. You can have the sex workers and the ladies of the evening. I'm gonna be getting at that because women like that will at least pay you some respect.
Bro, what you ain't clamoring for a McNutt? You don't want none of her?
No. No.
Hey, and Molly done been ran through. Stephen A done had that already. So I'm pretty sure Shay said
whoa.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Yeah.
Man.
Give me Kendra Andrews. That's Malika Andrews' sister. Yeah, give me some of that. You know, I mean, I'll take Malika too, but Kendra Andrews, her sister.
Look at this guy.
I'm just saying, man. Like, if you gotta what's that chick who's on college? You see, now I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole. We need to move on.
Yeah, seriously.
But it's one more I want to bring up. She does College Game Day. She took over Jen Latta on College Game Day. Damn it, I'm not gonna think of it. And no, is that her name?
I can't stand Malika Andrews' voice though. That'll just get on my damn nerves.
Bro, Kendra Andrews is where she's at. Kendra Andrews, her sister. She is yes.
And I bet she ain't got a nasty attitude like Malika either.
Even like Andrea Carter, that's another one that be on ESPN. Give me some of that. You know,
man, you never know with Shay, bro.
I know, dog. That's what I'm saying. But we'll go ahead and move on. Shouts out to Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe. Shouts out to Monique, man. I feel your pain, Shannon. I do, man. Good luck. But something tells me you really don't want to stop, brother. You really don't want to stop.
You love the game.
Yeah.
You love the hustle.
Yeah.